Once I'd received my diagnosis of cancer, I knew I needed to call my mother. My mother does not live in Houston. She lives in Florida. A lot of older people live in Florida. She lived in Florida and I needed to call her. I knew it would not be a good conversation. My mother's generation, her generation, you get cancer, you die. Cancer, death. So I knew it was not going to be a good conversation. So I called her up. I asked her if that was a convenient time to talk. Suggested that perhaps she might want to sit down. And I told her that I had just come back from the emergency room and I had received an interesting diagnosis. I told her I had cancer. And she, as expected, became hysterical. Oh my God, crying, what, how, what, not a whole lot of complete sentences, just a lot of crying and hysteria. And this went on for 5 or 10 minutes. Not any good conversation, just me listening to her be hysterical. And I knew I needed to have, as part of this conversation, a rational discussion of help and support I might need. And so I needed to talk her down off the roof. So I said, Mom, we know that it is not the normal course of affairs for parents to bury their children. She stopped. I'm going to see where this is going. Mom, we know it's not the normal course of affairs for parents to bury their children. The normal course of affairs is for children to bury their parents. And let me assure you that I'm looking forward to burying you. There was a silence. It was a long silence. And then she said, that's funny. And I'd accomplished my goal. I talked her down off the roof. We can now have a rational conversation. Now, there's not very many times that I think you can tell your mother that you're looking forward to burying her and have it be an acceptable comment. But I had one of those times. So I'm telling her, base of the tongue, back of the throat, oropharyngeal, in the head and neck group. And she immediately, did you get this from smoking? No, Mom, I didn't. One of the other ways that you can get cancer in this part of your body is from HPV. It's a virus. It sets up shop, mutates some cells, the virus goes away, the virus clears. But the cells, the damaged cells hang around, and they turn into cancer. Told her that she might be more familiar with HPV in the context of women getting it downstairs. And then I told her that under certain circumstances, it can hop from host to host. Again, there was a very long silence. And then she said, oh. And we didn't talk about how I got cancer.